How do you claim 98% of the votes, but you are too afraid to let that same 98% attend to your swearing in?
Mimi Samia Suluhu Hassan naapa kwamba nitakuwa mwaminifu kwa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania na kuitumikia kwa moyo wangu wote, na kwamba nitaihifadhi, nitailinda na kuitetea Katiba ya Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania kwa mujibu wa sheria iliyowekwa. Ewe Mwenyezi Mungu nisaidie.
Something is not adding up. Welcome to Neo Africa. Please make sure you subscribe to this channel.
When I look at the situation in Tanzania, my heart breaks. Number one, I want us to look at the presidents before the votes they got. So Pastor Godfrey, put 2020 election, His Excellency Magufuli Jonte. And I want us to look at this thing, then analyze it from this point of view. So this is what happens in the previous president before, what's her name? Samia Suluhu. Tanzania, Magufuli wins landslide. This is their landslide according to that time. Tanzania's President Magufuli has officially won a second term with a landslide victory of more than 84%. Underline the word is. So we want to look at 84% in the figures, what it was. A landslide, that kind of president. His main opponent that time is the person that is arrested now. I hope you know. His name is who? Tundu Lissu. And 13% of the vote. According to the official count, Tanzania's citizen has accepted the result. Tanzanians citizens have done what? Tanzanians citizens. Okay. Announcing the votes on Friday in Dar es Salaam, the chairperson of the National Electoral Commission, Semistolz Kaijage, said this is the landslide then. 15 million of 29 million registered voters. That time, all the registered voters were how many? And John Pombe Magufuli was a revolutionary with 15 million votes. Okay? Registered vote went to the polls. Not his. 15 million people voted generally. Dar es Salaam resident Juma Mfaume, a 36-year-old business driver and President John Magufuli me supporter, said as the count was coming in, it was obviously, I want to repeat the statement, as the counts were coming in, it was obvious that Magufuli should win a second. It was, when something is obvious, there is peace. You just know this is the outcome. Okay. He said he deserved to win because citizens are all seeing all that he has underlined. This is what is happening. He said, and he deserves because the citizens are all saying, said Mfalme, adding that he has managed to encourage even those who were not his followers to support. Have you understood? So this was then. Okay, let's go to the previous one, because here he made, okay, another Magufuli supporter, 29-year-old businessman. Magufuli's main challenger, Tundu Lissu, of the Party of Democracy said the election was full of fraud at that particular time. Okay? You are not listening to me. So you need to understand a political statement and an actual statement. Because every time you have an opposition leader, he will always say anything he wants to say. Have you understood? Now, because of this situation, we saw what happened currently, that the current president won with 31 million. More than the people that not voted. She has done such a great work that 31 million people, she broke the East African record. Kenya, when has 31 million people ever come out to vote? Our president last time, and he was the champion of victory. Now, this was Jakaya Kikwete, nominee. And he was going against who? Sla. CCM party and Chadema. These were the two opponents. The popular vote went to CCM. in Jakaya Kikwete, how many people voted? Eh? That was a 62%, right? And then Chadema got 2 point. So the elected president was who? So Jakaya Kikwete got with 5 million. So I know that the lady has supporters, and I am not against her presidency, but I am against how people come into power in Africa. Even if you lie, try and lie close to the truth. Now this one, this lie has gone. It's a lie that was a lie from the beginning. 31 million. So everyone voted. Plus people that like, and you know, for people, for elections to add, there has to be a revolution. For a number to add, people really want someone out. Are you hearing me? So people cannot add when they want someone in only. Votes come in when someone say, me, I'm going to prepare my vote because I want this person out. Are you hearing me? So, but in Tanzania, it's like Jesus came and angels voted. That's the assumption. Like Michael, we're going to look for Michael's vote. Now, 2020, 2010, look at that. Registration was how much? 23 million. Magufuli me against Edwin Lesotho. Huh? Lowassa. CCM, it's too small, like, you know. Running mate, Samia Suluhu. Because I even saw another Samia. Juam inside. Jumaduni. Haj. Okay. How much did Magufuli get? The father of the East African movement. What did he get? 8,882,935 against what? 6,072,000, 58%. So which year is this? This is 2015, a time of revolution, right? Right? Good. The reason I'm shocked, the reason I'm speaking, remember I started by saying what? God reigns. So this is what Magufuli, you can imagine that president and the amount of votes he managed to secure with the kind of love people have for him. You know, prior to that, he was a minister. Magufuli has a lot of signs he has shown in his life. He has been like that, desiring change for the longest. So he has enough signs, and yet his signs only got him 8 million people. Now, let's come to the kind of signs needed to get you 31 million voters. What signs are needed? Even the revolution that Kenya is waiting for in 2027, I don't think one person can get the way Kenya is. People are lazy to vote. One person, 2027, 31 million people voting for one person. And then what is shocking is that the person that is number 2 had 214,000. Even it's like an MCA. We are voting for an MCA.
Family, let's talk about something that many fear to speak about. But we don't fear the truth here. Okay? Tanzania just made history. And this history is not the kind of history that is written in the books, or not the kind of history to be clapped for. Tanzania has made history, or we have just witnessed a leader who claimed 98% support, but still hides her inauguration inside military grounds, away from the public, surrounded by soldiers instead of citizens. Think about that. If 98% of the people truly loves you, if the nation truly chose you, if the country is really behind you, why swear in behind barricades? Why fear the crowd? Why do you fear, or why do you block the cameras? Why do you silence the streets? Why are the youths treated like enemy instead of stakeholders? It has to be known that power that comes from the people never fears the people. But power that fears the people was not given by them. Let me break down this. When a president is beloved by a nation, you see joy around, you see crowds, you see drums, you will see celebrations. But what did Tanzania see? We saw a ceremony hidden in military protection, a government avoiding the same citizens it claimed to voted overwhelmingly for it. We saw a leader not swearing in with the people, but swearing in away from the people. That is not confidence. That is not legitimacy. What is happening there? No, it's not national pride. That is fear disguised as power. You cannot win 98% and fear 98%. You can't win 98% and fear 98%. You cannot be chosen and yet hide from those who chose you. This is not leadership. What we are seeing in Tanzania, it is a control wearing the mask of democracy. And let me tell you something. Sometimes when you are voted in, they give you time before you are being sworn in. What was the rush? Let me tell you something powerful that Africans leaders are refusing to understand. Our African leaders are refusing to understand that this is not 1900s, it's not 1980, this is not 1990, this is not even 2010. We are living in a different world. This is new Africa. A connected Africa, a digital Africa, a youth-driven Africa, an Africa where the truth does not need TV, but it travels through phones. Africa youths are not silent anymore. Africa youths see the world. Africa youths are not scared of uniforms or rifles. And this is the generation of truth, the generation of liberation. This is the generation that says we will not inherit what our ancestors, or we will not be intimidated by power. And they are out here questioning that power. And Tanzania just activated this generation. The government may think they have won, but let me tell you, what they have planted to the people, what they have started, has not yet finished. Look at the pattern of what is happening. Because this is a playbook of fear. When leaders fear accountability, they hide. When they fear the youth, they militarize. When leaders fear truth, they silence media. When leaders fear being exposed, they block cameras. When leaders fear criticism, they call their citizens troublemakers and disturbers of peace. And that's what Mama Samia Suluhu did. She has called the people troublemakers. She has called the people disturbance of the peace and the people who doesn't want development. But peace without justice is not peace. Peace without justice is a quiet oppression. And the youth of Tanzania can feel it. The youths of Africa can feel what's going on in Tanzania. They are not chaotic. Those youths are not chaotic. They are not violent. They are not threats. They are awakened. They are questioning. They are demanding transparency. And that scares those who rule by fear rather than legitimacy. And what these leaders fear the most, let us be honest. African leaders are not afraid of election because they control the election. So they are afraid of awakened citizens. They are afraid of informed minds. They are afraid of united youths. They are afraid of Pan-African awareness. And they are afraid of a generation that knows its power. And Tanzania just became the example, because when a leader fears her own people, that means the people are no longer sleeping. And that is the most beautiful thing happening in African politics today. Some will say, why do you care? This is bigger than Tanzania. That's why I care. Some are asking why I talk about Tanzania. Because Tanzania is a mirror. When you silence the youths in one African nation, you send a message to youths across Africa. But the truth is, they don't want to hear that. The youth are not intimidated. The youths are not intimidated. They are inspired. They are organizing. They are learning. Look at Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso inspired Mali, and Mali inspired Niger. Niger youths or Niger inspired young Africans everywhere. And now guess what? Tanzania just inspired a new generation too. What happened in Kenya in 2024 inspired even this Tanzania. And that's why when they were protesting, they were carrying the image of the late Mzee Baba, Raila Amolo Odinga, a symbol of fighting for democracy, you know. So this is not the old Africa anymore. This is Africa standing up. Family, I want you to listen to this. When you see a leader hide from us citizens, always ask these questions. Who are they really serving? Are they really serving the people or the system that benefits from keeping Africa quiet? If a leader who trusts foreign ambassador more than their own youth is compromised, a leader safer with soldiers than citizens is operating in fear, and any government that fears transparency is already falling apart, even if the world doesn't see it yet. Now, Africa is in a spiritual season of awakening. If we have to know that the ancestors are shaking the soil, the truth is rising like the Nile in rainy season. And you can feel it in Burkina Faso, you can feel it in Mali, you can feel it in Kenya, in Senegal, you can feel it in Tanzania right now. What is happening? A silent revolution is happening. A revolution of consciousness, not of guns, not of violence, but of awareness. And once the mind wakes up, you cannot put it back to sleep. Not with fear, not with the police, not with military parades, not with the internet shutdown. They tried to block cameras, but Africa saw. They tried to silence voices, but Africa heard. Even when they tried to do it quietly, their actions shouted louder than any speech, because the swearing in enough has spoke a lot. The swearing in, I say that they don't trust the people. They are trusting the military more than the people. You know what 98% really means is 98% is not election results. 98% is a statement. This is a message to the global stage that we do not run democracy here, we perform it. And when you see 98% in any political system, you must ask, was it the will of the people or was it the will of the system? Because true leadership does not come from inflated numbers. True leadership comes from legitimacy. And legitimacy comes from the people, not power structures. So you don't need 98% to lead, but you need honesty to lead, you need transparency, and you need courage to face your citizens, not hide from them. So if you truly have 98%, you'll swear in at a stadium full of citizens, cheering citizens, not behind soldiers scanning for threats. Okay? African governments keeps repeating the same mistakes. They treat the youths like a threat instead of a resource. But let me say this clearly. African youths are not a danger to Africa. They are the future of Africa. Okay? The danger to Africa is not the young people demanding fairness. The danger to Africa, it is the old systems refusing to evolve. And the youths are tired. We are tired. We are tired of fake elections. We are tired of weak institutions. We are tired of foreign puppetry. We are tired of development without dignity. We are tired of leadership without accountability. We are tired of power without people. The youths are not trying to destroy Africa, let me tell you. The youths are trying to save Africa. And every time a government tries to silence the youths, it's only confirmed that the youths already know. What the youths already know is that they fear. They fear us because they know we are rising. Okay? And Traore warned them. Captain Ibrahim Traore said it clearly. When the people stand, imperialism fall. And he warned African leaders that the greatest threat to their power is not outsider. It is the awakened African mind. Now, what is happening in Tanzania is something that we need to talk about, because Tanzania right now feels quiet on the surface, but listens deeper. Listen deeper. Silence is not peace. Silence is not acceptance. Silence is pressure rising and question forming, is doubt spreading. Silence is the ground preparing to shake. And the government believes that they shut the people up, but what they really did was waking them up. And let me tell you, the youths of Africa or the youths of Tanzania have already woken up. That is the reality. What they did recently shown that they have already woken up. They have already woken up. And Tanzania is now part of that chant, we are awake, we are awake, we are awake. Because our struggle, one struggle. Struggle of Tanzanians or Kenya or Uganda is one struggle. Our future is one future, our voice is one voice. Family, do not see this as only politics. This is spiritual. Oppression is not just physical, it is psychological. Okay? And ask this question. If Samia Suluhu truly had 98% support, why was the public not allowed to witness the inauguration? To say it again, if the country chooses you, why are you scared of the country? Repeat it yourself again. When power fears cameras and crowd, that power did not come from the people. And leaders who rise from the people's walk among the people. Leaders who rise from the system hide behind the system. And Africa is learning to tell the difference. Just tell me in the comment section there, what do you think of this? What do you think of this? Do you believe Samia Suluhu won? Or do you believe she just intimidated and came to power? Tell me what you think. Please don't forget to subscribe on the New Africa. Until next episode, peace out.